What's going on, everybody? Caden or Klepto here today, and I'm bringing you guys a top 5 most important tips to help you start learning a new fighting game. No matter what fighting game it is, these tips will all apply to them. So they'll get you from just casually mashing with your friends to climbing up the ranks, maybe playing tournaments if you want to, as long as you stick with it. So appreciate you guys checking out the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get into it. When you start a fighting game, the first thing you're going to want to do after picking a character is to figure out what kind of system mechanics the game you're playing has. Whether it's Street Fighter 6 with the drive system, Mortal Kombat with assist, or Guilty Gear with the tension meter, you'll need to familiarize yourself with how and when to use most of what the game has to offer. So in Street Fighter 6, you're going to have to get comfortable with drive mechanics. In this, you'll have drive rush, drive impact, drive parry, and drive reversal. As soon as you get familiar with this system mechanic, you'll see yourself start to improve. Next up, you're going to want to find out what your character's reliable and optimal damage combos are, also known as bread and butters. These alone can take you up multiple ranks as long as you know when to use them. Along with that, a more complex thing you'll want to take advantage of in a lower rank is frame data. I'll leave a link to a video below that can explain it a lot better than I can here, but essentially, frame data decides if your move can be punished, if it stays your turn, or if your turn is over. Most characters have a normal or special move that can't be punished. This can also help with punishing people doing unsafe moves you couldn't do anything about before. Tip number 3 is going to be understanding how to slow down and control the pace of the match. Everyone started off fighting games mashing their controller and hoping to do some kind of damage. But taking a step back and making the right moves at the right time is going to be what wins you games consistently. A common term in fighting games is footsies, where you're moving back and forth, poking to try and open your opponent for a follow-up combo. Doing this instead of charging in head first will make you a lot harder to hit retroactively. The second to last thing is probably one of the most important things you can do as soon as you get the rest down, and that's going to be watching your wins and losses in the game replay system, or your own recordings. When you're in the middle of a fight, figuring out what you're doing wrong and correcting them can be hard. But afterwards, watching everything back can put it into perspective. Maybe I shouldn't have used this button here, or I could have punished this person for doing this here. After I started doing this, I noticed a lot of little gaps that my opponent was taking advantage of, and it was causing me to lose. But luckily, I saw the problems, I went into training mode and corrected them, and then that made me just place higher in tournaments, get higher in rank, and then overall just become a better player. Even going into the Guilty Gear Strive replay system and watching this replay I have for about probably 4 to 5 seconds, I can already tell I shouldn't have done, say, this fireball here where I got punished, and then I could have gone for something else and got a whole different combo and led into more pressure and more damage. Lastly, as cliche as it sounds, you're not going to want to play a game where you aren't having fun, so make sure you're playing a character that you not only think looks cool, but enjoys how they play. Try everyone who looks interesting to you for a few days apiece, and eventually you'll gel with a character so much that you want to take them as far as you can go. Also, remember, fighting games are supposed to be about fun, but also learning how to deal with a loss, so don't get discouraged when you aren't improving as fast as you'd like. It takes time, but as much as you put into fighting games, you'll get a lot more in return. With that being said, thanks to everybody who stuck around, and I hope these 5 tips help you to get started in your love for fighting games as much as they have me. Make sure to like, subscribe, and have a good day.